front door as he went to investigate. His front door was kicked in and he shot one time.
Monroe was brought to Shands Hospital, where she died as a result of her injuries. Right now, this seems to be a case of self-defense.
It appears at face value that, it was that he was justified in the shooting. However, we want to look at it in, so to speak, to pull all the layers back and look at it and not rush to that judgment.
Tabitha Joyner, who lives across the street from McGuire, has 4 kids. She says she could see why McGuire would use a weapon.
I have kids, so at any means at all, I will do whatever to protect them. So, I mean, if he felt in fear for his life, then yeah, I agree with it.
But even if it was in self-defense, Frazee is still shocked by what happened.
I thought maybe someone was hurt and everything would be okay and everything would be back to normal. And now someone's not breathing and someone's passed away.
Still, there are many unanswered questions.
Did they know each other? How did she end up here? What's the history here?
And sheriff's officials say that Joseph McGuire does not have any records with the Alachua County Sheriff's Office. This case is still under investigation. Forgy says anything is still possible, and if they find probable cause to make an arrest, they will do so. Reporting from the newsroom, Lisa Greenberg, WUFT News.
And big news this afternoon that could revolutionize college sports.
A federal agency has given football players at Northwestern University the green light to unionize, which would make it the nation's first college athletes union. Today's landmark ruling by a branch of the National Labor Relations Board means the players are deemed employees under federal law. Union lawyers argued the players are part of a commercial enterprise that generates hefty profits through their labor. Meanwhile, the NCAA, the Big Ten Conference, and the private school strongly opposed the union drive, arguing that athletes are students and not workers.
And our lead sports anchor, Mike Gillespie, joins us now. Mike, this could certainly change collegiate football.
Yeah, if this goes through to the end, athletes will be technically considered employees under the NLRA. However, guys, it doesn't mean they'll be considered employees under the Fair Labor Standards Act, which is the federal law that governs the minimum wage. So they have a lot of hoops to jump through. In a nutshell, though, this decision goes a long way in helping athletes negotiate health insurance to maybe deal with some of those long-term effects of the injuries that they face on the field.
And Mike, this ruling could still be appealed by the agency's headquarters in Washington, D.C., so it looks like we'll just have to wait this out and see how it plays out.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your perspective, Mike, for joining us.
Absolutely.
We'll see you later on in the show.
Sure.
Well, a man who Gainesville police say is responsible for an armed abduction last night is being charged with domestic battery. Officers say Mitchell Cooper began arguing with his girlfriend, struck her several times, and forced her into her car. When a witness said something to the couple, officers say Cooper pulled up his shirt to show a gun tucked in the front of his waistband. Investigators say the victim was found safe. And a new study that could be a model for all Florida Springs is about to begin in Silver Springs. The 3-year, $3 million research project will examine the impact of nitrates on Silver Springs. Algae along clear water of the Silver Springs has recently increased dramatically. The main nutrient feeding the algae, nitrates, is known to cause health risks in humans, but mostly infants.
When the quality of the water in the springs declines, it's an indication that groundwater quality is declining everywhere, which is a concern to everybody.
And this study is led by St. John's River Water Management District and the University of Florida. The nutrient may be natural, but could be reduced by less human involvement. Since 2004, a number of bills have already been passed to begin restoring Florida's springs, and efforts continue this session.
Well, those jackets definitely came in handy this morning. It was cold out there, but, we didn't even warm up by mid-afternoon here, even with the sunshine that we saw.
And, Stephen, 39 degrees was that low temperature this morning. Very cold walking out the door. So let's turn over to UF forecaster Sean Bellafiore, who's filling in for Deborah Alberto to see if those temperatures will get that cold again tonight. Sean?
Yeah, Lauren, normally our temperatures would be dropping down below 40 tonight, but we have a big change, meaning cloud cover, and that's going to help to keep our temperatures from bottoming out too far. This is our time lapse over the University of Florida. Not much clouds in the sky today, and we reached 63 here on the University of Florida campus. But like I said, those clouds are starting to come in. By 10 p.m. on our future track, you can see broken clouds over most of north central Florida as we set our future track in motion. You can see by about 4 a.m., the time when most of our temperatures would free fall in the overnight hours, we're going to have more clouds overhead, meaning a cooler night in store for us here tonight. Here's a look at your tonight's low temperature. 44 here in Gainesville, 42 in Lake City, 43 in Williston. And normally with clouds means some more rainfall, and more rainfall is on the way. In my full weather forecast, I'll let you know exactly when our rain chances go back up once again. Back to you.
All right, Sean, thanks. Well, springtime in north central Florida means pollen, of course, and it's affecting people across the area from allergic reactions to a few extra car washes. You may know what I'm talking about. If you've been outside lately, you might say the yellow powder has taken over, sticking to clothes and cars alike. Some parents even say it's nearly impossible to escape.
It's coating all their toys, and so everything in our backyard is completely coated, and so I have to wipe it down before they play with it, and it's just been a little bit of a problem.
Doctors say those prone to severe allergic reactions should take precautions like wearing a mask and limiting time outdoors.
Ugh, that pollen. Well, one of the most recognizable spots in downtown Gainesville will be going through some changes. And to pay for the project, officials are drawing from local tax revenue. WUFT's Chelsea Gates joins us live from the newsroom to tell us more. Chelsea?
That's right, Lauren. A local landmark may be seeing some big changes in the next few months.
Located in the heart of downtown Gainesville, Bo Diddley Plaza will soon get a facelift.
The goal of this project is to really support the wonderful things that are already happening on the plaza. We're hoping to activate it more and to get more people coming downtown.
The concept has been approved at a city commission level, but is subject to design development approvals and approval of final construction documents.
In the early stages of planning, construction is estimated to cost $1.5 million. Funding will come from the community's taxpayers.
CRA projects in general are funded by tax increment, so the money comes straight from the neighborhoods that we work in, and it's spent directly back in those neighborhoods.
Some Alachua County residents are less concerned with the renovations and more concerned with the welfare of those who call Bo Diddley Plaza home.
Right now, Bo Diddley Plaza is kind of, the way it is now is morphed into a great hangout spot for the homeless and less fortunate citizens. One way that I'm kind of wondering with the renovation of Bo Diddley Plaza is how they're going to incorporate that so they're not just misplaced.
There are people that hang out on the plaza, and the plaza is available to the general public, so we won't be closing it down completely for construction.
It's too soon to say when the Bo Diddley project will be completed, but construction is set to begin as early as this fall.
The most important thing to the Gainesville Community Redevelopment Agency is the support of locals. If you want to hear more about the Bo Diddley project, they'll be holding open houses throughout the day tomorrow. To see a rendering of the project, find out how to RSVP, or get more information, log on to WUFT.org. Reporting from the newsroom, Chelsea Gates, WUFT News.
Well, a portion of the Florida Turnpike in Broward County is reopened tonight after a hazardous spill today. The tractor-trailer carrying 24 compressed hydrogen cylinders overturned this morning, spilling the hazardous containers on the highway. A section of the turnpike closed for hours as hazmat crews cleaned up the scene. Deputies there say all cylinders were safely removed and no injuries were reported. And an 8-year-old girl in St. Johns County is in serious condition tonight after being hit by a car. The girl had been dropped off by a school bus and was crossing the street when she was hit by a pickup truck. The bus had its stop sign and red lights activated, but the truck failed to stop. 17-year-old Jason King is charged with passing a stopped school bus.
And coming up after the break, a well-known automaker announced a new software problem today. We'll tell you what vehicles Nissan is recalling.
Plus, Osama bin Laden's son-in-law received a verdict today. We'll tell you what he's convicted of and what sentence he could face. But first, let's take a look at the numbers today. We'll be back right after this.
Nĩnyonaga okay nĩngoragwo convinced atĩrĩrĩ nĩ waku no ningĩ ngacoka ngona anga ti waku rĩu wetu ũngĩkĩnjĩra niĩ kana gĩkĩũĩ niĩ ndĩciragia atĩrĩrĩ nĩ wa sister yaku kana mwana ũcio nĩ wa mũrata waku na niĩ ndiendaga kũmuona.